we notice that in our society today, a lot of people are losing their lives as a result of anger. Many cause suicide. Many jump from buildings. Many get drowned in the water. Many use knives to kill themselves. Others drink poison. These are the consequences of anger. So, having seen all of these things, I think it is necessary for us to look for ways to control our angers. And in order to control something, first of all, we need to know what are the causes, to diagnose what are the things that make us to be angry. For example, if somebody is very, very sick and he or she is taken to the hospital, the doctors, first of all, they will diagnose, they will check, they will carry out some examinations on that person to know what actually is wrong with them. When they carry out these examinations and then they find the disease, they discover what is wrong with them. Now they will look for cure. What are the things that cause this disease? How can we cure it, or how can we prevent it so that the patient, will be better in health? So here, we also need to identify the kind of things that make people to be angry. Some of the things are, for example, some people get so angry due to over-expectation. When they expect something to be done this way and it is rather done the other way, it will cause them to be very, very angry because they expected something else. Or if somebody expected you to respond to him in this manner, but you rather responded to them in the other way around, it's going to spur their anger. Other things that make people to get very angry are, for example, people are being criticized. Someone receives criticisms from other people. For example, maybe your dressing, maybe your way of talking, maybe your eating habits, maybe your walking styles, maybe the way you mingle with people. Maybe people find it to be different and they criticize. And when they criticize, now people feel like belittled and they become so angry. They expected that maybe you shouldn't have said it maybe in that place, or you could have said it in another way. And then another thing is that sometimes people misjudge the other people. When people misjudge other people and they don't understand them, now they become so angry, or the other person becomes very angry. Sometimes when there is misunderstanding, people get so angry. There are a lot of reasons why people get angry. Some people get really angry when they are cheated upon. For example, a wife or a husband catches his spouse cheating on him. Those are things that get somebody really tense and nervous. There are a lot of them. You can think of them. Yeah, but before we get to how to manage or control our anger, we also need to understand that we do not need to allow our anger to control us. People should control anger and not allow anger to control them. Because when you allow your anger to control you, it will get to a level where when you can no longer control it. And then another thing is that anger is not completely bad. Anger, on the other hand, is also good. Why? Because people use it as a protective means. People use anger to protect themselves, because when someone finds that you are so sober, you are so soft, and you are so easy to be manipulated, they turn to treat you or to talk to you just anyhow. So for people to let you know that they are against your behavior or your attitude towards them, they have to get angry to let you know that they are against what you are doing or against your attitude. Let me take an example for little children or babies. Now, a little baby is unable to express himself or to talk to the parents or to the caretaker or to whosoever is around them. So, the only thing they can do is to cry. When they cry, we know that they are angry. And so, we hurry up to satisfy their need. Another thing is that a child who can never beat or hit someone who is older, they will always react with very emotionally with anger. For example, if you force a child too much, and because the child cannot talk back at you, the child will react in a violent way that will make you to think over what you're trying to say or what you're trying to do. And so, next time, you'll not be able to do that same thing. So having looked at this, we are now just going to jump into how to control our anger. Everybody has little or a large portion of anger. But this anger can also be controlled. Now, how can we control our anger? How can you control your anger? The first thing is that if you find yourself in a very tense situation, in an atmosphere which is unbearable, where someone makes you to be very, very angry, pause for a moment. Reflect over the thing that the person told you, or reflect over what you are about to say. Because what you will say to somebody at that very moment could be disastrous. Remember that words are very, very destructive. Word can push somebody to dive into the water and die. Words alone can make somebody to commit suicide. Words alone can make someone to jump from the window. So words are very powerful. Words at the same time can construct and they can build, they can console. So at that same moment that particular incident is taking place, think over the word that you are about to use. When you think over this word, think of its consequences to the person who is about to listen. Are these words, are they going to cause harm? Are they going to be useful? If you think and see that this is something destructive, don't say it. Think over it. Maybe just stay quiet for a moment. next thing is that if you find that the environment is too tense and that your presence can cause damage, you can move away from that scene. Gradually walk away. While walking away, you can tell yourself, talk to yourself, calm down, calm down. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. For example, I could say, Amazing Grace, calm down, calm down, calm down. While repeating these words, your tension is reducing. Because what is anger? When you are angry, your tension rises and your blood becomes hot. And so at that moment when you talk to yourself, your nerves, your veins, your blood is cooling down. And so you are having some relaxation. You get relaxed. Before you get back to that scene, I think your tension must have already dropped down. Another way is, if you don't walk away, you could also take a glass of cool water and drink. By drinking that water, it's going to calm your nerves. Sometimes people usually feel some kind of veins around here, pains, like a headache. Most of them are caused by tension in your body. Sometimes when you don't rest very well, when you are so tired, you get that tension. And let me tell you that even tiredness can cause anger. When you don't have a good rest, anybody who comes around you can cause you to speak to them bitterly. Not because you actually planned it, but it happened. Another way to control your anger is you can just play some cool music, listen to that music, or you play the music and you sing along. While singing along, you are gradually relaxing your nerves, cooling down. Or call somebody and talk to them. You might not necessarily talk about the topic or about the incident that caused your anger. You can just talk something else something else with them. Something that could bring laughter. Because when you laugh, at that time you feel relaxed. You can call one very good friend of yours or somebody you usually talk amicably with them and talk with them. At that time, your anger is dropping down. You can also go out to walk in the woods. Walk in a very quiet place where you can find nature, communicate with nature. Do you know that it is possible to talk with nature? Yes, sure, we can talk with nature. When you go outside and you look at the beautiful flowers, the trees, and you look at the little ants, and you look at the things that grow, and you admire them. You look at them and you just ask, oh, how did it get to this level? How does it grow? How did it get flowers? How all this how they are making you to communicate with them. You are just talking, but you never knew you're communicating with them. At the time you're asking those questions, your mind is gradually shifting from that incident, and that is bringing your mind, your brain, you're relaxing your nerves, and so you are no more very, very tensed. Another way is you can take a ride. You can take a very quiet and slow ride, not very fast, because if you ride very fast at that moment, you could lose yourself. You just ride in a very quiet place, Because at that time when you write, you feel some breeze. And then looking at other places they could distract you, and then you gradually forget your anger. Another reason or another way to control your anger is if you see that your anger has gone to a certain level that you cannot control it yourself, you can meet somebody like a physician or somebody who can help you out of that situation, like a counselor. Because if you meet somebody to counsel you, they would certainly know ways to help you out. Anger could be so destructive. I want to tell you one thing. Remember that when you get angry with somebody, the consequences are rather great on you. Because when you get so angry, you accumulate. So another very important thing is that do not keep grudges. Always try to solve the problems with the people at that moment. Do not keep grudges. Because when you accumulate, you keep accumulating. When it gets to a certain level, you feel like exploding. At that level, now you are bringing in sickness into your body. Because now some people have nervous problems, some people will develop stress, some people will develop hypertension, high blood, and a lot of other diseases will come in, which is rather so destructive to your own self. Remember that when you are angry with somebody, the consequences are greater on you than to that person. So we need to protect ourselves and take care of our health. I hope you were able to get something useful from this topic today. Thank you for taking that time to follow this message, and I hope we learn and help each other. Let us prevent ourselves from diseases, for prevention is better than cure. I love you all, and please don't forget to share. Do not forget to follow this page.